It takes a little bit of work to get each individual thing, but in time an individual can become very adept with this machine. The machine will say anything. In fact, it'll probably say things that maybe you shouldn't be saying, but that's certainly a matter of taste. That equipment is all available, as I said before, through our Technical Aids program for any individual who is physically in need of the equipment. The only thing that must be remembered with this equipment is that an individual still has to have the mental capacity to use it. They may no longer have the physical ability. As long as they have the thought processes available for communication, this equipment can be a great boon to them.
What about people living in the home, in terms of what's available for them for washing or living generally, to try and live a normal life as possible? Do we have anything for them?
There's a great variety of equipment like that. Some of that, even a communications equipment that is available through your local telephone company. Things like amplified transmitters. This unit has a special dial on it so that someone with a very weak voice, say after a stroke, can actually turn up the volume of their own voice so that an individual at the other end of the line can hear them better. Units similar that will turn up the volume of the incoming call. Again, small amplification module so that an individual hard of hearing can hear better. There are even units available that will help an individual who has dialing problems. This particular unit, the touch of one button will dial a complete number. And the local telephone company has a variety of equipment available to aid people in that manner.
Oh, and what do we have here then?
A variety of things to aid individuals in eating. A lot of people, because of their particular disabilities, have a great deal of difficulty with eating, whether through very rigid movements, very spastic movements, very little control. Simple things to aid them, like raised handles. People with arthritis who have a great deal of difficulty gripping things. Nice, soft, larger handle to aid in grip. Things like curved spoons. For an individual who may have a twisted hand position, a spoon like this will put the eating part of the spoon right back in the right position. Even things like raised edged plates that will prevent food from sliding off. Non-slip surfaces so the plate itself doesn't scoot around. Very simple devices, but things that will aid people in eating. We have devices for dressing, reaching aids and things, long-handled shoe horns, special elasticized shoelaces, make things just as simpler for a person to dress. Dressing sticks and button hooks. Things like reaching aids, like this one, so an individual with very little movement can actually pick things up off the floor, off a counter that they can't reach, so that they don't have to bend over, they don't have to fuss and bother. Something like this, let's say someone had dropped a spoon on the floor. They can't bend over otherwise. With a unit like this, they can simply pick it up. So there are a number of devices like that available. A variety of clothing that has been specially designed so it's easier to put on and take off. The openings are different, maybe larger, the fasteners may be different. A variety of things for people in wheelchairs, from special cushions so they don't develop pressure sores, special cushions for beds, pads for beds, again, so they don't develop pressure sores. This particular unit is called an alternating pressure pad. Each of these pockets inflate, deflate at a varying rate. They're controlled by an electric pump so that the individual doesn't develop pressure sores. A very interesting unit for people that have a great deal of difficulty from time to time looking after themselves, can't care for themselves, and there isn't necessarily someone around. This is worn as a pendant around the neck in connection with our unit over here, which is attached to the regular telephone system. When an individual gets into trouble, they simply press the button here, fires up this unit here, which has 5 pre-selected phone numbers in its memory bank. Could be doctor, friend, family member, neighbor, anybody that could come to that individual's aid. The machine will begin to dial the phone numbers, continue to dial the phone numbers until somebody answers. When that individual answers, they'll receive an emergency message.
This is a test message. Stand by for an emergency message. Mr. John Smith, 2266 West 4th Avenue. That's Mr. John Smith, 2266 West 4th Avenue, has a very serious heart condition. Mr. John Smith needs help immediately. Mr. Smith has a very serious heart condition.
In that way, without having somebody around all the time, they're able to get some help.
Certainly. How about home aids? That's aids for general living.
A number of aids available in the bath and toilet area, from incontinent type materials to things like grab bars. Grab bars to be mounted to the wall, in and around the tub and toilet. Special bars to be mounted right on the tub itself. There's bars that can be mounted to the toilet, bars that can be mounted freestanding, so they're much easier to mount. Things like bathtub seats, like this unit here, that'll sit right into the tub. Seats like the one that is sitting in the tub right now, so individuals don't have to get right down into the tub if they have difficulties. Special units like this one sits right into the bathtub, so that an individual simply slides over onto the top of it, uses the contours of the tub to gently lower themselves into the tub. For an individual that might have difficulties getting in and out of the tub, that needs help, we have bathtub lifts available. This unit is hydraulically operated. We need an attendant to help the individual to jack the unit up to a height so it can be swung around. And once it's swung around, the individual can be transferred into it. Simply swing around, an individual can be transferred, say, from a wheelchair into the unit, back around to the tub by reducing the pressure. The unit is gently lowered down and into the tub. Of course, an individual needing this type of equipment would probably need a lot of help in bathing. So we have a new idea for bathing right over here. It's a prototype unit just being developed in Vancouver right now. It's called the Porta Spray. Basically, it looks like a sauna, but actually works like a portable dishwasher. This seat transfers out, so an individual can easily be moved into the seat, back into the unit. Water temperature is adjusted. Once the water temperatures have been adjusted, it will stay at that temperature. It has an anti-scald device in it, another device so the water never gets too cold. There's a number of brass spigots around the sides and at the top and the bottom. Once the door is closed up, an individual will be completely enveloped with a nice relaxing spray. They'll be soaked down, rinsed off, jet air dried, just like a dishwasher. It will be exactly like a portable dishwasher because it will be on wheels, can be wheeled from one room to another. Anywhere there's a sink, it can be plugged in because it'll just have a dishwasher type hose affair. So again, something to aid people in washing, let them do it for themselves, and give them a little bit of dignity back again as well.
Sure. This equipment here we have, Dale, this is only part of the what is available down in Vancouver at the Foundation headquarters.
Exactly. The Foundation provides a variety of services to the physically disabled. And they're services that are available to people throughout British Columbia. Whether you live in Trail or Roslyn, Vancouver, anywhere in the province, these services are available. Services such as financial aid to people for travel to and from treatment centers, for treatment, provision of artificial limbs and braces. Our technical aids department provides that very sophisticated electronic equipment free of charge to any individual who is physically disabled. and needs it for communication or environmental control. And our Disabled Living Resource Center. This particular unit is a mobile unit. We have a permanent center in Vancouver that provides, number one, a library of information on independent living for the disabled. Everything from accommodations while traveling to home adaptions, sports, recreation, crafts, anything to do with independent living. We have an information service. Anyone in the province can call us, ask us any question to do with independent living. We'll answer the questions for them. We have a display center, again, so we can show the equipment. The foundation is a patient care department that can loan equipment over a long-term basis. People that need bathtub lifts, wheelchairs, we can provide that equipment for them. So there is a number of things and services that the foundation provides. These services can be obtained directly through the foundation or in each community through each individual Kinsmen club. An individual goes through the Kinsmen rehabilitation rep. The rep can handle the case for them, help them make the assessments and the applications, aid them through all the steps involved in getting the equipment, so that there is someone there to personally look after each and every individual, each and every disabled individual in each community. And that person is the Kinsmen Rehabilitation Rep.
How is this equipment made available in terms of costs for the foundation? How is the foundation getting its money?
The foundation is supplied with funds through the Kinsmen Mothers March. In each community, Kinsmen Club operate and sponsor the Mothers March, collect the funds that go down to the foundation and are distributed in a number of programs, as I have just said. 100% of Mothers March money goes back into services. So this service, our patient care department, the loan of equipment, that is all money that has been collected in the various communities throughout BC. It's money that is going right back into the community in the way of services. We have other ways of raising money in the way of selling lottery tickets, Kinwin lottery tickets, etc., that help pay for administration costs. So your Mother's March money goes right back into services in each and every community. So it is a valuable service, and a service that is available for the people. By all means, the people should be using it, contacting their kinsmen, seeing what is available, because there is a lot available for them.
I believe this is the first of its kind in Canada and possibly in North America.
Our Disabled Living Resource Center in Vancouver was opened in October last year. It was the first of its kind in Canada. This mobile unit now, which will be on the road for approximately 6 months, the first time around, visiting every community in BC, is the first of its kind in North America. In fact, it may be the first of its kind anywhere that we know of. People daily are calling us from all over the world with inquiries about our resource center, about our mobile unit, about how we are providing services. So the Kinsmen clubs throughout this province are providing a very good service to the people, a service that both the clubs themselves can be proud of and the people of this province should be proud of.
Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed that tour. Dale mentioned the representative for the Kinsmen. In terms of trail, I am that representative, and there are representatives for each of the clubs in the Kootenays, namely Nicusp, Nelson, Grand Forks, etc. So that if you ever need any help, certainly contact any of the Kinsmen clubs and they will put you in touch with the local representative. Thank you very much and good night.
Thank you for watching.
One of the most interesting aspects in the film was the use of computer technology. What is the role of computers for the disabled and what is envisaged by the KRF?
Well, this is, of course, a new development just recently with the development of microcomputers, the kind of thing that some people are even buying for their homes now. and using for their family purposes. And so we have small computers that can be purchased relatively inexpensively, such as the Apple II computer that you saw on the film in the mobile unit. And we are now being able to equip some very severely disabled young people with these computers to turn it into a communicating device, for instance, for some people who can't speak. We're also able to help them get back to work. We have some young men who have been injured as a result of sporting accidents and things of that nature, who are completely paralyzed, and at age 19, 20, 21, apparently didn't have much of a future in front of them for the rest of their lives. But through training them to use that computer, we're now getting them back to the point where they can get back in the workforce. It's not just as simple as training the individual to use the computer. Since he's completely paralyzed, he can't use the keyboard. So our electronics people have to develop special types of switches that they can use in order to access the keyboard. And these might be operated, as I think Dale was talking about in the film, with breath-operated switches, micro switches, even to the point of using, in some instances, an eyebrow-operated switch, where somebody could just move their eyebrows and you can attach a micro switch. It's opening a whole world of communication and vocational opportunities.
Okay, and this is all costing money. Where do we get it from?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. The major source of our funds, of course, comes from the Kinsmen Mothers March, which is operated for us by the Kinsmen clubs all around the province. Last year, we were fortunate in that we had another increase in the campaign, and it brought us in very close to $1 million. And we're certainly hoping this year that we can go over that mark. Just with the rate of inflation these days, you almost have to get a 15% increase to stand still. But we're confident that that this will happen.
One of the major questions that people ask is how much of this money is spent on what it's supposed to be spent on in terms of the foundation.
Yes, that's a common question and a very fair one. As far as our Mother's March is concerned, we're happy to be able to say that every cent of every dollar is spent on direct services to the disabled. If you look at our financial statements, you'll find that we spend in excess of the amount of money that's raised on Mother's March. This is because we have some other methods of raising money and other methods of earning money that help to cover our administrative costs. So the Mother's March dollar goes directly to services.
So in terms of the local clubs, how would they go out and raise their money?
Generally speaking, the club has one man who is designated as the chairman of the project. He organizes the rest of the members of the club, and they go on out and find more volunteers in the community who then basically go door to door on a canvas appeal. Those canvases usually have information on the Kinsmen's Foundation, so that if people want to get more information, they have pamphlets with them. They also have receipts, which of course are income tax deductible, and anybody wishing to have a receipt should ask the canvasser at the door.
Thank you very much, Ed, for being with us tonight.
Thank you, Bob.
And on behalf of the Trail and Nelson clubs, we hope you enjoyed the program. The Nelson Club will be operating a door-to-door campaign from the 24th of January to the 1st of February. And if you would like to volunteer to go out canvassing on our behalf, you're quite welcome to. The number to contact is 352-9526, and you're more than welcome. Thank you very much.